Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
And thank you for joining us here at 12:30, only on KGW Plus. I'm Tim Gordon. Let's start by taking a look at this afternoon's top stories. While speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, President Donald Trump said he will not use force to take over Greenland. It's been a big question as his rhetoric on the Danish territory ramps up. During his address this morning, Trump promised a peaceful solution, but claimed that only the U.S. can secure Greenland, and doing so is in the best interest of NATO allies in Europe. He called for immediate negotiations, signaling he hopes to acquire Greenland through diplomacy. A Sherwood man arrested as part of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol is now running to become Oregon's next governor. David Medina pleaded not guilty to felony charges and several misdemeanors for allegedly breaching the Capitol and vandalizing the building. He was later pardoned, like many others. Now he's asking his followers on social media to back him in the Republican primary against Oregon Senator Christine Drazan. That primary is on May 19th. The winner is expected to face Governor Tina Kotek. Up to the mountains, where right now the Oregon Cascades are experiencing the second lowest snowpack on record. On average, in mid-January, Timberline should have a base of 100 inches of snow. It's just over 8 feet. Right now, they're at 38 inches. Experts say they're seeing the biggest snow deficits toward higher elevations. They say it's driven by abnormally warm temperatures, I should say, and dry conditions we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Well, speaking of dry conditions, let's get to Rod Hill in the Weather Center with a look at your forecast. And Rod, we're looking at more of those dry, sunny days.
We are. I have dry weather through the weekend. We are starting to see some changes, but it's going to be a gradual end to the pattern that's been so strong for so many days, giving us the sun, giving us the east winds, giving us the really cold nights in calm wind areas. This is up at Timberline, and I find this fascinating because I just double-checked. The resort is open. The lift chairs, you can see, are running, but I haven't seen anybody. 47 degrees is the temperature. Tim mentioned they have 38 inches on the ground. This is kind of weird, too. This is the Oregon Zoo up in the West Hills. Usually at noon, I would see some people out walking around. It's a beautiful sunny day. Guess what? I haven't seen anybody. I don't know what's going on. Temperature is 39 up in the West Hills. Still chilly, no doubt. Here's the Shalem Tasting Room camera out in Sherwood looking down over the vineyard. It looks like we could be as chilly as mid-40s this afternoon, or at most up to about 47. This shows a run of 44-degree temps through 3 o'clock. And if you're going to be out this evening, by 6 p.m., this does dip us back into the 30s. And if you don't have any wind at your place, you'll be back down to the 20s to start tomorrow morning. I'm going to look out my window to see if I don't see anybody. Tim, it's just you and me. Back to you, sir.
Where is everybody? That's crazy. All right, Rod, thanks. And now to a follow-up on a KGW investigation into nitrous oxide, as some Washington lawmakers are now working toward banning the retail sale of laughing gas. Investigative reporter Kalaboshi first exposed the dangers of the product last year, and here's his update.
They line the shelves of smoke shops, convenience stores, and gas stations, big, brightly colored tanks of nitrous oxide with candy-like flavors. But a new bill introduced in Washington's legislature would ban the retail sale of nitrous oxide.
The fact that it's being sold over the counter in, bright colors and fancy names and stuff is just ridiculous. We got to get this stuff off the shelves.
Senator Drew Hansen and Representative Joe Timmons, who proposed the ban, are sounding the alarm after a spike in dangerous cases, including deaths.
Here's the bottom line of this. Companies sell a product that hurts people in Washington State that people are using to get high and really messing up their brains. We're going to put an end to that sale.
For years, people used small doses of nitrous oxide, or whippets, as a party drug by inhaling small cartridges used to make whipped cream. But a KGW investigation exposed how this potentially dangerous drug has grown in popularity and the consequences of misuse, including a Gresham couple temporarily paralyzed.
I completely lost it and I couldn't walk. I had to physically learn how to walk again.
In May, Oregon lawmakers passed a bill making it tougher for kids to access nitrous oxide.
I just don't think that people even realize what this is or what it does or how easy it is to get it.
The proposed retail ban in Washington would allow exemptions for legitimate use, such as medical, dental, or culinary. But selling nitrous oxide in convenience stores or gas stations would be banned.
The Washington bill is headed to committee, where a hearing will be held in the next few weeks. As for similar legislation in Oregon, a proposal is expected next year. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
And developing this afternoon, lawmakers in Washington are looking to install guardrails on automatic license plate reader cameras over concerns about ICE access. More than 80 jurisdictions in the state use Flock, and there are currently no rules regulating how that data is stored, shared, and used. Well, last year, a report from the University of Washington Center for Human Rights found that federal immigration agents tapped into Flock data to pull over and arrest immigrants. At a public hearing in Olympia yesterday, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle said the use of Flock data has gotten out of hand.
We've seen reports that have shown how the technology is being wielded against community members without their knowledge.
What time you drop your kids off at school, when and where you attend religious services, how often, which kind of doctor you're going to visit. It struck me. These cameras vacuum up all data, regardless of whether there's criminal wrongdoing.
The proposed bills would limit federal agencies from accessing Flock data. It would also require that agencies delete raw data, including pictures of vehicles and their license plates, within 72 hours. Both bills are set to be discussed again next week in Olympia. And while lawmakers consider that bill looking to limit federal immigration actions in Washington, President Trump's renewed his call to withhold federal funding from states with sanctuary jurisdictions. In an address yesterday touting his administration's accomplishments 1 year into his second term, Trump criticized states like Oregon and Washington, where local law enforcement is restricted from helping federal immigration officers.
You got to get rid of your sanctuary cities, and I hope our people know that we're not going to pay sanctuary cities. We're not going to pay them anymore. They are sanctuary for criminals. They hold criminals. We're not going to pay. They can sue us and maybe they'll win, but we're not giving money to sanctuary cities anymore as of the beginning of the month.
Yeah, the president has said funding will be cut off on February 1st, but which funding would be impacted is still unclear. Previous attempts to cut off funding to sanctuary cities were struck down in court. Meanwhile, here locally, people gathered for demonstrations to mark the first year in office for the president. Corey Johnson joins us from Couch Park, where a rally took place yesterday afternoon.
Hundreds of people gathered here in Couch Park Tuesday afternoon to take part in the Free America rallies. Many people traveling from all over to participate. Now, that rally ended up traveling outside the KGW news station, where some decried Trump's federal immigration policies. A co-organizer of the event tells us they wanted to show support for local journalism, something the group says has long been in the Trump administration's crosshairs. Now, another Free America rally also took place at Short Park in Vancouver on Tuesday. Demonstrators there told KGW they're fighting what they perceive as the normalization of the Trump administration's efforts.
I think they're trying to wear everybody down and trying to depress everybody. And if they can say, see, nobody, they're all with us. They don't care. We need to say we do care.
That there are people who are willing to step up and to fight for our democracy. If we sit back, it is going to be destroyed.
Now, those two marches were just two of more than a dozen that took place Tuesday afternoon across Oregon and Southwest Washington. Back to you.
Well, after the break, new video from the day thieves stole millions of dollars in jewelry from one of the world's largest museums in broad daylight. Plus, the Seattle Seahawks have been on a tear. But can they continue an 8-game winning streak against the LA Rams? Hear from Coach Mike McDonald on the key to their success so far. Stay with us.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Caught on camera, this security video shows a man walking up to a car at a gas station in Tacoma. You see him breaking out the window and then running off with something he took from the passenger seat. Police there say the suspect had been targeting elderly women in a series of robberies. Tacoma police say the man was arrested on Friday after an extensive investigation. They say he tried to ram patrol cars with a stolen car before officers safely arrested him. He now faces dozens of charges. Investigators in Paris released new surveillance video shedding light on how those thieves pulled off a heist at the famous Louvre last October. They ended up stealing more than $100 million worth of jewels. Ralph Sanchez takes a look.
The daylight break-in at the Louvre has been called the heist of the century. For the first time, we're seeing exactly how it played out. Surveillance footage aired by French broadcaster TF1 shows two thieves disguised as maintenance workers using circular saws and then their fists to smash display cases in the famed museum's Apollo Gallery. Then allegedly snatching $102 million worth of tiaras, necklaces, and earrings from its collection of crown jewels, and after just 4 minutes, escaping down this ladder truck. 3 months on from October's brazen robbery, French investigators say they have 4 men in custody, including the pair seen on CCTV. One man's girlfriend has also been charged as an accomplice. But the stolen treasures are still missing, and according to prosecutors, the suspects are not cooperating. This French lawmaker telling us last year, "I fear that the jewels have already been cut to pieces." But for now, the hunt continues, and police say they aren't giving up hope of one day bringing the treasures home to the world's most famous museum. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, London.
Right, time to get a look at our weather now, and the sun continues cold out there in places though, Rod.
Yeah, you mentioned during our last half hour, Tim, that we have parts of the country bracing for winter storm conditions. These are the temperatures right now, which really aren't bad. I mean, it's in the 60s in Dallas, it's 48 in St. Louis, 26 in Chicago. But cold air is going to drop farther and farther to the south going into the weekend. I'll show you where the storms are going to be setting up next here on our show.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
All right, welcome back. It's just over 4 days to go before the Seattle Seahawks kick off against their division rivals, the LA Rams, for a spot in Super Bowl 60. And there may not be a team hotter than the Seahawks right now, with Seattle riding high on an 8-game winning streak. Head coach Mike Macdonald knows his players have been playing at a very high level in recent weeks, finishing the regular season strong and winning the divisional round by dominating the 49ers. But Macdonald knows it's not all about effort with his players. There's a special mentality involved too.
I've said this before, but it's like, okay, I'll play hard, but like if I don't know what to do and how to do it and what's expected and have all the reps underneath me all the time and how it fits and where, the guy next to me is going to be, it's really hard just to like run straight ahead into a wall and not really know all the context behind it. So I think you're just looking at the result of just a ton of great stacked reps over the course of time. It's really that simple.
They've got it down this season. The matchup between the two teams couldn't be closer. The Rams have outscored the Seahawks by 1 point and outgained them by just 1 yard. Wow, that's close. The Rams were the last team to beat Seattle while they were on the road in LA back in November, only for the Seahawks to flip the script in a December rematch. And now we're looking at Lumen Field, right? Coming up on Sunday, 3:30 kickoff. What's the weather going to be like, Rod?
Right now, it favors dry weather out there, partly cloudy, probably mid-40s for a high that afternoon. Of course, the game will go into the chill of the evening hours. That's amazing, Tim. The statistics, 1 yard more.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Let's hope the Rams don't have it like 4th and 1, the last of the game, and they need that yard.
They need that yard, yeah, right. Go Hawks.
All right. Well, these are the temperatures I showed you earlier. I mean, it's 14 in Fargo, but there's nothing unusual here. But I do want to show you where the storms are going to be setting up going into the weekend. So the cold air is going to be dropping farther down to the south, and this is Friday at 4 o'clock. There's a fetch of moisture, which interestingly enough is going to be fed in part by a low that's already sitting near San Francisco. It's giving us a little bit of high cloudiness that we've had in our skies at times today. But it's going to push this fetch of moisture from west to east as colder air comes down. So the modeling is picking up that kind of pink or salmon tone. That would be sleet or freezing rain in parts of North Texas, around the Red River. And then when you get north of that area, you've got snow up into parts of Kansas, Nebraska, and back into Wyoming. All of this is going to continue to slide eastward into Kentucky and Tennessee over the weekend. There probably will be some lake effect snow showers as well. So just FYI, a lot going on Midwest and to the east. If you're going to be traveling this upcoming weekend, make sure you check conditions and pack your suitcase appropriately, right? Here's what we have going on right now. It's just rain down in Louisiana and some snow down into Iowa, but nothing overly big here with snow showers over the Great Lakes. And there's that low that is producing some high cloudiness up into our skies, but not much. This is mostly going to sit stationary. Interesting that we will start to fetch some clouds off of this batch out in the Pacific coming in tomorrow. I want to show you Futurecast. It shows a lot of sunshine today. And then here's tomorrow. If this is right, tomorrow's actually pretty cloudy, but I think these clouds are mid to high, well, mostly mid-level, and I think there are breaks in them. So I think tomorrow's kind of partly sunny. But tomorrow will mark the very first time since this ridge of high pressure set up, a week or so ago at this point. It'll mark the first time that the ridge is weakened enough that's allowing any moisture flow off the Pacific cloud-wise this time, not moisture, but clouds, to come into our area. So that's a sign that things are soon to be breaking down and changing. Here's our seaside camera. Yeah, there we got a surfer riding a wave right there. Boy, I tell you what, it's been fun to watch the surfers out there with that live camera. 50s at the coast again today. We've got partly to mostly sunny skies over Salem, and we've got mainly clear skies over downtown Portland right now. Here are the temperatures, and I'll get you to your 7-day. 52 in Newport right now. Still relatively cool up and down the I-5 corridor. 39 Salem, 43 Portland, 40 in Kelso, and still overcast over in the Dalles, where it's 34. We'll get up to about 47 today, so maybe 4 more degrees. 46 tomorrow with the passing cloudiness. 48 Friday, dry into the weekend. There's a shower threat on Monday, but really, we could stay dry until a week from today, which would be a new record for dry days for the month of January, Tim.
Wow, that's something else, Rod. Continues. Appreciate it. Still ahead, several pieces of American history are coming to the Pacific Northwest later this year, though not ones many of you might recognize, where you can see the traveling museum when it makes its way west and lands here after the break.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW+. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW+. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back. Well, 2026, of course, marks 250 years since America's founding. And as part of the celebration, a collection of documents from the National Archives is going on tour with a stop planned here in the Pacific Northwest. A Boeing 737 called the Freedom Plane will take at least 10 documents to museums across the country, with Seattle being one of just 8 stops total. The documents are mostly lesser-known relics from early American history. They include things like George Washington's signed oath of allegiance to the Continental Army and the Treaty of Paris, which, of course, ended the Revolutionary War.
So to celebrate America's 250th birthday, it is my pleasure to announce today the Freedom Plane National Tour, to make accessible to the American people across our nation for the first time historic and consequential documents fundamental to America's founding and the beginning of American government.
Well, Seattle Museum of History and Industry will play host to the Freedom Plane National Tour. That exhibit will be open from July 30th to August 16th. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back after a quick break.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
We had a proposal in the stands, and this crowd got as loud as we've heard it all season.
Oh my, love was in the air, Rod, at Climate Pledge Arena last night as that wonderful couple there decided to make the Seattle Torrents match against Toronto extra special by getting engaged. During the third quarter, the video team played their part, making it look like an ordinary kiss cam before landing on the happy couple there. And adding to the excitement, the Torrent took home the W against the Scepters.
It just keeps going and going.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
enough.
That's a lot of kissing going on there.
Gosh.
Congratulations to the newly engaged couple. We're happy for you all, and the Torrent too for the big win. Anyway, yeah.
Yes.
That's a major kiss cam right there.
That was. It was, you know, what's the old saying? Get a room. All right, our 7-day forecast. We've got 47 degrees this afternoon.
That's the old saying.
We've got dry weather through the weekend. Monday's our next chance of any precipitation, but that could fade, which should bring another chance in on Wednesday.
All right, Rod, thanks very much. And a reminder, we've added more live news to KGW Plus. Tune in to Sunrise exclusively on Plus from 7 to 9, and we hope to see you at 5:30 for another streaming newscast.